Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to fully defend on the map Clubhouse. I'm going to show you all of the site setups that you need to know for all of the maps that you will play in ranked. So I'm going to start off with the gym and bedroom site because it is the best site of the three main that you will be playing. So how you want to set up the gym site is you want to open up a rotate hole in this wall here, in the left corner of this wall here, like this. You want to do some shotgun holes along the bottom as well, all the way along, except one area where I'm going to show you now. Now this second panel here, not the first one but the second one, you want to reinforce it. Obviously as well, this is not just your setup, this is going to be the whole site setup as a whole. It's like all the reinforcements and all the holes. The reason for doing this like this is it's very common for attackers to breach jacuzzi and try and get a plant in gym somewhere, like maybe close here or maybe close on the bomb or maybe behind the weights. And having these holes along there makes it really hard for them to push in. They have to like clear you out of position before they can even try and push in. You might be thinking, well, doesn't that just mean if you reinforce this wall it gives them something to play behind? Which is true, but it also gives you something to play behind as a defender. With this wall being reinforced, you can both play in gym here and be safe from the master window. Obviously you're not safe from this window, but this is where castle comes into play. But you can play behind the weights in gym as long as these castles are intact. And it also means you can play behind the island here and not get wallbanged from the gym window. That's why you need to reinforce this middle wall. Now, the jacuzzi wall, you want to open a rotate hole in the bathroom. You want to make sure this rotate hole is a vault rotate, not a crouch rotate, not a walk rotate, a vault rotate. And the reason why is because this drone hole here, what you can do is you can rappel on the balcony, and you can see through the drone hole and through the bathroom wall. Obviously this doesn't mean that they can still just shoot through it, but it means it's an extra step for them to have the info, an extra step for them to be able to get a kill. You want to also reinforce this bathroom wall. You want to double reinforce the jacuzzi wall. I like to put some form of beepers or barbed on mainstays, because it's a common lurk position. Now you want to make a gold rotate as well. You want to do it in the left side here, and I'll tell you why as well. So the gold rotate here, you want to do it in this left side from master, because it's hidden by the island on the master bomb. Like if you put it on the left here, you're visible to the window, so you can't rotate if somebody's on the master window. But here you can still rotate in safely, and you can sit here and hold the gym jump in. Now we're going to go and set up over the cache side as well. So you want to make some head holes along this wall. The reason for this is so that you can shoot anybody that jumps in through the site windows all the way from cache. You have that angle while you're holding cache, because you want to extend into cache for this bomb site. So what you also want to do is you want to reinforce this construction single. I'm not going to reinforce them all just for the sake of time. You want to make a rotate here. It doesn't have to be anything specific, but I just like to make a vault rotate. The reason why is because if you lose cache, which is very common that the attackers try and take cache, it's harder for them to jump into logi and take a fight rather than them being able to just quick peek in or jiggle in and walk in. It's an extra, if I'm vaulting, my accuracy is going to be a bit wanked, or it's going to be worse than if I haven't got anything I need to worry about. I can just jiggle this door and I can just walk out through this. If I had to vault through these holes or something, I have to change my aim and shit, and it gets awkward. I also like to open up the hatch just for the lurk potential as well. Now when you get over to the cache side, what I like to do is reinforce this single wall here in the garage. The reason why is because it stops the nerdy angles of just sitting here prone holding a melee hole towards the cache. For the final, obviously there's 7 reinforcements left, but 3 of them I haven't actually reinforced. 3 being the con single wall and the 2 jacuzzi walls. So the last 4 reinforcements that you will have, you want to do on the outside CC walls, and you want to do them on these 2 cache walls as well. What you want to do with top red is you want to actually make a rotate hole here. This works well if you have a frost or something. You can play with a shield top red, or even as army you can do the same. And you can play top red aggressively. You can fight if they come up the stairs. You can fight the CC push in, and you can fight the garage window as well from behind a shield. And it's a very, very winnable fight, and it holds them off for quite a while as well, rather than just letting them walk in for free. Some things that I would recommend for you to play, operator wise, is castle. Castle on this site is a must have. You can't not have a castle. You want to castle the gym window, the gym door, this master window, and this con window. That's my 4 castles. You want to also have a bandit or some kind of wall denial, a bandit or a cade. And if you want to as well, you can have a mute, just to make it even harder and mute more walls, because then you can even mute up the cash walls as well, the CC wall, sorry. Just to make, and what you also want to do as well is make sure you don't just give them this single wall for free, the con single. Make sure you bandit that. Even if you're not tricking it, just bandit it at least to make it harder for them. Because if they get this wall open early, which is generally an easy play for them, they have the full cutoff between both like the site and the cache extension, which you don't want to let them have. So yeah, let's go onto the basement site now. Alright, so now we're onto the basement site, and I'm going to show you like my default way of setting it up. There's loads of different variations that you might see, and loads of different little quirky setups that you might see. But this is the way that I generally will do it if I'm playing ranked, like in a not in a competitive game where we're trying out different strategies, in like a ranked game where you're just assuming the randoms know how you're going to set it up. This is like the default. So the cache, the church wall, you want to reinforce middle and right. You want to leave the left one soft and make some holes in it. So I'm not gonna reinforce them just for the sake of time, but you want to reinforce these two and then make holes here. For the blue rotate, I just usually do the generic sort of make a rotate here. Some people have started reinforcing this wall and making a rotate in the middle, but just for the sake of not trying to annoy my randoms, I do it like this, just in case they think I'm trolling by because they don't know this setup, because they haven't seen it before. So I just do it like this, just the generic setup, and then from here you can sort of, if they're pushing church, you can just swing in. You want to reinforce the dirt tunnel. You want to reinforce all 3 hatches, kitchen, bar and stock. So there's 5 reinforcements, 6, 7 if you count these 2. Now the last 3 reinforcements, I do 8, 9, and then I do the middle one in blue for 10. So that's where all my reinforcements go. Well, not all my reinforcements, but all the reinforcements that you'll have in the stack. The only one of these reinforcements that I believe might be a bit confusing, or might be a bit that you've not seen before, is this one here. And the reason why you do this one here is to stop the angle from the hatch all the way down into church. There's an angle that you can get from the hatch. I'm going to show you it now actually. So when you go up to the hatch, as an attacker, you can use this angle from the kitchen hatch all the way down into church. You can still use it a little bit here, but this is more going to be used for you as a defender, not as the attacker. But yeah, this is the angle that people will generally like just AFK on for a little bit and try and get a free pick. But what I like to do is to reinforce that wall and like just peek around it where the holes are, like I made here. So now as a defender, I can hold this angle and hold the hatch, and you can even make it like a little pixel as well to make it even harder for an attacker to like. If you're holding this angle, all you need to do is press mouse 1 or press your trigger. If I'm an attacker and I'm trying to swing this angle, I need to find out where to like line it up and try and get the right angle for it, and it's just not an easy task. So that's just a freebie for you. So you don't like, you might think, oh well, this is going to block the hatch drop, but with these holes you still can hold the hatch drop. That's completely like a possible thing to do. When it comes to making the rotate, I make a rotate here, crouched, and it's a little, because it's a little bit hidden behind this pillar, like the bit that sticks out. So it's a little bit extra cover for you. But yeah, that's how I make the rotate. I try to make this one really small, just to stop anybody dropping the hatch, having any kind of like being able to make a play. They have to crouch and make loads of sound to be able to make a play through church. And finally, I do holes on here, like this. This means that anybody playing back Arsenal before they have the hatch open or something, if they don't get the hatch open, you can hold this like kit there, the church hallway, or you can even play like here and hold the church hallway, like the push in. And it just like, as an attacker trying to push in through here is a bit awkward when they have these holes. So it just allows you to hold like different angles on the main stairs basically. Some extra tips I'll give you for defending the basement. For each of the hatches, you want to do something to deny them opening. So for this kitchen hatch, what I like to do is have an impact trick there. So you want to make holes here. Now, me as a defender, if I've got impacts, I can throw my impacts underneath here at this metal box, and it'll explode and kill any of the gadgets on the hatch. So any hard breaches that'll get destroyed. And then what you want to do as well, what I like to do for the bar hatch is I like to try and get someone to cade trick it. So what you do as a cade, you stand on here, you jump up on these boxes. I don't think you need to jump up on these boxes, but if you can jump up on these boxes, and then you can throw your cade up there, and then be able to pick it up when the EMP and throw it back down. So you can just cade trick the hatch like repeatedly. But yeah, you can also do this on the kitchen hatch as well, I forgot to mention. So if you don't have any impacts, you can just like jump up on this box, throw the cade on the roof here, it'll get the hatch, take it off, and then you can impact trick that. AK trick it that way instead of impact tricking. But yeah, so that's all for the basement. I'm going to go on to the CC site next. Alright, so now for the final site that I'm going to show you in this video, and it's the CC and cache site. Again, I'm going to show you just the generic basic setup that you'll probably want to do. Reinforcements, you want to do 4 garage walls, them 2 and them 2. You want to do 2 CC walls here, these 2. You want to do this one here to garage. The reason for this one to garage is because if you lose the breach control, they can hold from the breach all the way to the rafters, and it gives you no cover. Because what you're going to do is you're going to make shotgun holes here, so they can already see through them shotgun holes in the garage. You want at least some kind of protection for the garage player to just chill behind this. Now the site rotates. What I like to do is I like to make a vault rotate up here, like this. You want to make it like a little bit awkward to vault through. You want to make it like just vaultable like that, and then it, you can vault through if you need to. You can also like stand on this table and hold the CC window, and you're safer on the breach. There's like a really nice angle that I like to run to get like an off angle kill. And then you can also like peek the breach if you want to. I kind of made this a little bit too big. You want to make it a bit more higher up and a bit more awkward to vault through, just so that the attackers can't run in CC breach and vault through. You want to make this top red rotate here like this. And now what you also want to do is reinforce this middle wall here. I'm going to do it now just for the sake of the video. So now reinforcements, we have 1. We have the 1 top garage, we have the 4 bottom garage, that's 6, 7, 8. And then you want to do 9, and you want to do 10 of the outside single wall. Now what you also want to do as well is you want to make some holes up here to throw shit over to stop the diffuser, like to stop the plant. Obviously you want to be careful where you're standing when you throw the shit, but because of the breach, if the breach is open. But you can throw it like over the wall and over the top of the I think I missed it. Yeah, I definitely missed that. Jesus, it's easier to throw smoke, fuck it up. But yeah, you want to have basically some way to throw throwables over the top of the wall as well. You can just throw over the top as well rather than throwing it that way. But yeah, and that should kill the planter. Now what I also like to do is to make holes in the top of this wall, and then if you have anybody with impacts, they can impact trick the breach here as well, rather than just letting them have it for free or trying to rotate bandit over to get these walls. And then the final thing that I'm going to show you for this site is to make some prone holes here. Now what you'll notice if you look here, you can see underneath the green box, and this is the construction single wall. So what people used to do, or sometimes might do, is breach this single wall and backwards plant on the breach. One problem with planting in cache is the garage cross. You can't run across the site from con because of the garage holes here. But what you can do is you can make a hole in the wall with thermite or ace, and then you can just come in and backwards plant here, and then you don't have to worry about crossing that angle. All you need to do is clear cache and you're pretty safe to backwards plant. So having them prone holes means that you can stop this and you can actually like shoot the planter basically. You'll see like they'll be planting around here and you can just shoot them. So again, some more tips that I'll give you for defending this site. If you want to hold rafters easier, you want to play Azami and Wamai, and you want to like duo stack this with Azami and Wamai. What I like to do is play like a Wamai here, and then Azami plays over there, or you can swap around as well. And the Wamai throws the Wamai disc, and the Wamai throws the Wamai discs in a way that like will protect the Azami barriers, and then Azami can just keep stacking up barriers whenever she needs to. And then if you run into a Capitao, you can also play a dock here as well as the other 2, but at that case you want to like rotate Wamai's positioning somewhere else. Like at that case, if you're playing like a dock, your dock wants to play here, because if he gets Capitao fired, he can just spam heal himself and stay alive, and then the Azami should be playing here, and then she should just throw the Azamis for the dock basically, and then Wamai can throw his discs all the way from sight if he has to. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, drop a like, and I'll see you in the next.